Welcome to episode 10. We find ourselves descending down into the dark depths. You notice as you go down the stairs that they become less and less worked. You're going into a rougher area. This, you can tell, is where the old lava tubes still have been unfinished. So you are away from anything that is normally touched by man or elf or dwarf. These are natural formations with whatever creatures might lie inside of them.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. So when we descend, do we see anything?
You go down and you find that the corridor twists and bends, sending you in kind of a S shape and hooked around, and you eventually get down to where there's kind of a landing just because, organic shapes, they just kind of flow. But I'm going to roughly try to call these by cardinal directions just to make things easier for theater of the mind. So the first thing you come to is a T junction going north south.
Okay. Okay, so landing to a T junction.
Yes, that goes north south. So you're
Okay.
coming in from the west, like you're facing east.
Got it.
Hmm.
Okay, so north, south.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of roughly orient things that way,
Oh, that's
just for ease. I figure it's just the best way to track stuff instead of being like the diagonal that goes kind of that away.
fine. I agree. Okay.
Kind of like never mind. It's like
All right, cool. Well, let us go. What do you think, girls? South?
I think yeah. It doesn't really matter. I'm sure we'll come back to it at some point.
Okay, let's try south.
Alrighty. You head to the south, and the passageway you're going through curves around, and you find yourself in kind of a U-turn that hooks and so basically turns to the east, and then you can see where it goes north again. And as it's making that turn, at your feet, you find a wide-mouthed opening. I'll just say you see it as you come around the corner. You can see there's like a pit below you.
Okay.
Huh. A pit. Darn, Casros isn't a dire wolf anymore.
No.
Um, is there any loose stones laying around?
Yeah, there's some small rough ones.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so I'm going to kind of edge and try and peer down into the pit and see if I see anything.
You see a bunch of basically obsidian spikes, like jagged, very rough. Looks like if you fell in, it would just cut you into a bunch of little pieces.
Hey,
Oh.
I don't think we want to go down there. Like,
So, how far down are those spikes?
Oh, it's pretty deep. I'd say the deepest spot between the spikes is probably 70 feet.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's
So-
a pit.
Yeah. Does this pit take up the whole tube?
Yes, and it appears to be about, let's call it about 10 feet across to the other side. So, like, basically, if you're in a 10-foot tube, it is the size of your tube, but going down.
Okay. And does the corridor continue after this?
It does.
Ah. But at the moment, there is no way for us to get across that thing. Okay.
Yep. I mean, yeah, no.
Unless you can grow vines that go a little stretch across.
It's a 10-foot gap. I mean,
Yeah.
entangle maybe, but I don't think they'd be strong enough. I was thinking about turning into something that could jump, something big that could jump, and I just carry people across one by one. But
Let's
let's explore the other way first.
Yeah,
and
let's
see if we have to
explore
come
the
back.
other way. So we're gonna turn back around and we're gonna head.
It's just a 10-foot gap?
Yes.
Yes.
Does anyone have a rope?
I don't think so. Really?
One sec. How does my thorn? How far does this thing shoot?
Let me look.
Ray don't have nothing. You know what? Huh.
believe it or not, I do not have any rope.
We never have rope.
I know.
Casros could cast a Thorn Whip, which has a range of 30 feet. So it means it's 30 feet long, because it has to be, because it's...
Even to traverse on thorns is not a lot of fun.
No, but that's an option. So we have that. Casros could turn into, like, an elk or something. Because the problem with, like, I look at a list of just D&D creatures and monsters online for this. But basically, they don't necessarily tell me stuff that I would need to know. They just tell me, like, whether it's large or not. But, like, an elk has a big speed and it's large, but I don't know how much it can... I don't know how far it can jump. I don't know how much it can carry.
I will tell you for a fact an elk can easily jump 10 feet.
Okay, well, yeah, but could it carry someone like Alpha and jump 10 feet?
How far?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Why are you assuming Alpha needs any help getting over just a small 10-foot barrier?
You know what? You're right. Well, how about this? We'll explore the other way, and I'm assuming we'll probably have to cross that at some point, and then Casros will go all elk mode and just...
But you also have to take into account the height of the tunnel, because if you try and jump, you could end up hitting your head on the roof of the tunnel and dropping yourself into the pit, because everything is arced.
True. How tall is the tunnel?
About 10 feet.
That should work.
That should work. It's square.
Well, I think you could make it, but not with a rider on your back. I think their head would be smashed into the...
tight on. They could
Yeah.
like lie down on the back, or
Well, isn't the jump
Or just-
distance, if you have a running jump, it's just like half your move speed?
I don't remember. Let me look really quick. You can you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. So whatever your strength is, you can jump that far if you have 10 feet to run first.
Oh.
So an elk's strength. First of all, an elk has a speed of 50 feet, and second of all, elk has a strength of 16. So.
Yeah. What's your strength there, Abby?
My strength is +1.
No, what's your strength?
Yeah, it's 12.
How tall are you? 5 something?
5'4".
4. Okay. And then that means your long jump is 12 feet horizontally. Your high jump is 4 feet off the ground. You can reach and grab something 12 feet off the ground. That's with a running start.
Okay.
So Casros has a strength. Casros by himself has a strength of -1, so 8.
Well,
Strength
just
of 8,
8,
yeah.
and what's your height?
5'7".
5'7". All right, so I've got a handy calculator here. So with a running start, you can long jump 8 feet.
Okay, so he'll need to transform if he wants to make it over, unless someone wanted to lean out a bit and catch him, which would be very dangerous knowing us. So I think he'll take his chances and just turn into something and just trot around as it for a while. Anyways, but we'll come back to this later. What's down the other way?
Dane's strength is 18, and he's 4 foot 5 inches.
All right, well, let me bring that up for you. 4'5". You can long jump 18 feet horizontally. Your high jump is 7 feet off the ground. And you can grab something 13.6 feet off the ground. That's with a running start for all
I'm
those.
athletic. Okay, cool.
Well, that's why dwarves don't need to be tossed, because they can just jump.
One tosses a dwarf. Okay.
All right.
All right. So we'll swing back around. Let's explore the north passage, and then we will, I'm sure, come back to this one.
Okay. You head up to the north, and you eventually come to another junction that goes east-west. Which way would you like to go? Directly to your east is a room, and to your west, the hallway continues down and then makes a turn to the north.
Okay. Well, let's try east first and check out the room.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Standing at the door and looking in, you see a Yeah, kind of a, I'm just gonna like a long, narrow room that is roughly, let's call it 15 feet wide and tall, maybe 25, 30 feet long. There's a passageway that goes off from it to the north, and you can kind of make out in the far back corner uh, some kind of something shiny and a large statuesque something over the top of it.
Ooh, shiny.
Well, let us go look at this shiny object.
Yes.
Okay. What you see when you approach is basically like a box with a half-blocked shelf. It looks like there's some gold coins inside, and on top is a stone gargoyle.
Okay. A box with what in it? Or
Kind of like a box, like, let's see. Take like a milk crate, turn it on its side so the opening's facing you, and then you put a board across half of it on the bottom to hold in your stuff,
yeah.
like that.
Okay.
Okay.
And you said there's gold coins inside?
There's some gold coins inside and a gargoyle standing perched on the top.
Ooh, Casros wants to look at the gargoyle.
All right, go for it. Yeah, as you look at it, you see it's a gargoyle. It's got horns, ears,
How big?
spiky. It's about 5 feet tall.
He'll touch the gargoyle.
It feels like stone.
Cool. Well, because it could be like watching over the coins. I feel like if we take them, something bad's gonna happen. So could he potentially do like an arcana check on the gargoyle, see if there's any kind of magic running through it?
Sure.
18?
You immediately whip your hand off and tell everyone, no touchy, don't touch anything. That thing is just teeming with magic.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay.
There we go. No
All right.
touchy.
No touching the gold coins. That's too bad because Dane was all his getting itchy fingers.
Yeah. Same.
All right. So we will ignore the gold coins, and we will head up the north passage.
Okay.
Yep. Out of the room there.
Yep. You head up that passage. It's a small, it leads up and then opens up to a small room, but it's a dead end, though bulbous, maybe like a kind of around 15-foot diameter area. But there's like a breeze that you can feel in here, even though there's nowhere for it to come from or to go.
More magic? Is it just like there's no holes at all in here?
No, you don't see anything. You just kind of feel a breeze as you walk in.
Huh. Interesting. Anything else of interest?
You can always investigate.
Sure. Investigate. Where'd the dice go? Oh, that's a 5. Casros does not notice anything. He's like, yeah, this seems chill, guys.
Yep.
All
You kind of poke your head in, look around like, yep, screw this.
right. Well, Dane, being a dwarf, was really kind of curious about where the air might be coming from, so he's going to investigate as well.
Okay.
As will
Now
Alpha,
on.
just because he is interested on the construction of this matter.
The what?
Well,
I'm
because the
confused.
mice, we're no longer in like the natural type of
No, you are in
situation.
natural formations. You're no longer in the worked area, so this is all
Oh.
natural.
Oh, well then, yes, that's what he's looking at. Like he finds it curious, interesting.
Ah, so this is nature before it has been touched by God. How disturbing.
Yes. Indeed.
Oh. It's beautiful this way. Pure.
But
All
in
right,
his investigation
yeah.
of the interesting cavern, he rolled a 17.
Okay, well, let me hear what Dane gets first.
Dane
Before
rolled
I-
that one, so he doesn't notice anything.
Dane says, screw it, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
In Alpha, in your just kind of strange fascination of this room, you wander around and kind of in the northeast from where you walked in, you find a book. There's a just like an old tome laying on the ground. Somehow, kind of, it like seems darker than the things around it. It's like almost like it's shielded.
Hmm.
Okay.
Interesting. It is magic.
Is it the Necronomicon?
You would have heard about it if you in the Necronomicon if you bothered to read it.
I'll swallow your soul.
No, we've already fought a deadite once before. We don't need to do that again.
Does Alpha pick up the book or tell the party about said book?
Yes, he does. Like, oh, how curious. There is books in natural areas. I did not know that nature actually creates books, or is this placed here by someone else?
Knowledge of the earth.
No, the book just sprouted forth from the rock. It was born from the rock, Alpha. It's completely natural.
Really? How curious.
Yeah, you heard the song Born Free. That's what they're talking about.
Oh my goodness. All right. So Alpha picks up the book. Does anything happen?
Not from picking it up, no.
Casros asks if he can see the book. He politely asks Alpha if he can look at the book.
But of course.
Alright. So what does the cover look like? Is it just plain?
It is red, like kind of a blood red, and it has a tarnished brass bindings.
Only good things come from red books.
Is it?
Yeah, is there a lock on it?
There is a hasp, yes.
There's a clasp.
It's locked.
Why not? Casros will try to open it.
Here, roll a, what would that be? Kind of want to just, sleight of hand. Roll me a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Oh, it is locked. You're gonna have.
It's a latching mechanism. If you can come up with a better skill, let me know.
Oh, I got a nat 20.
Oh, you nimbly flip the thing open, and the latch falls away.
Cool. Nice. Alright, what's the contents of the book?
Well, what do you do? I mean, you just...
We'll start flipping through it. Why not?
What do you flip to the first page, or what do you want to do?
Flip through the first page and just try and see if he can tell what the book's about.
Okay. You flip to the first page, and you see that it's written in some type of... Oh, let's call it... What would be a good old one? Like Elfish. Do you read Elfish?
No.
Hooray could, but she doesn't. She can't read.
Theseus can. Theseus can read.
Shut your mouth.
Alright, anyways, he'll flip through it anyways, like any pictures or...
There are some sketches, looks like some dragons, other beasts from beyond. You flip through, but you can't make heads or tails of what it actually says about any of the things.
Alright. I am very intrigued by this book.
What he's trying to say is it's a sketchy book.
It's a what book?
It's a sketchy book.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Oh my god. So, Casros, just by the sketches of dragons and, like, old creatures from beyond, he's totally gonna bring that book right to Theseus and ask, read this for me, please. Like, what does it say?
Well, he flips it open and he points to the inscription on the back of the thing and he says, I think it says property of Murden.
Okay. So, like, I don't know a Murden. Murden isn't here to defend this book. Alright, like, what else does it say? Like...
So then he flips, I guess, he flips it open. He says, well, he kind of flips through the pages, says, well, most of these pages looks like it's in code. It's not straight Elfish. There's some type of a cipher that's required for it. The title, I'm having a hard time translate. I think it says Arcanorum.
Arcanora. Is this
Norm.
a term that's familiar to Casros at all if you were to make like a history check?
That's a good question. Make one and let's see if you have ever come across it.
It's an 8.
No, you scratch your brain and nope, that is not one that you recognize.
Fair. Alright. It's like... Cool, but he is going to definitely carry this around until he can potentially find a cipher. Because dragons... like...
Newt's commander's book. Magical beasts, where to find them.
Bro, if it was... Nah, I feel like that's the one thing Casros really does want to do, because he's fine chilling with you guys and all, but, like, he is very intrigued by... He's been in the forest for forever. There's so many creatures he has not yet seen. He wants to see them, especially dragons. Dragons are, like, top of every druid's want-to-see list.
Alpha just kind of looks disgusted. Ugh.
Oh, that's right, because his progenitor is anti-dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever.
Anyway, okay, cool.
So
You may
Casros will
refer
ask
to
the
him
party...
as the Almighty Creator.
Casros will, like, ask the party, like, does anybody else care about this book at all? Otherwise, I'm taking it with me. Like,
Stick it in your bag.
cool. Alright, he'll stick it with his satchel and, like, pat Jeremy on the head, like, look, Jeremy, we found a thing! Like, score!
Okay, so this little room is the dead end, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back through and then head down. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Go ahead.
you do notice that the breeze stops when she puts the book in her bag.
Okay. Interesting.
There's a murder. We'll have to keep an eye out for, like, a murder in the cipher or something. Like,
All right, so let's head back through and then take the west corridor.
All right, you go down through this corridor and it hooks up and points you to the north. You're kind of in a long room, very long, like 60, 70 feet, but relatively narrow, only about 20 feet wide. There doesn't appear to be anything in here at all, just a passageway that takes you back out again to the north.
Oh, okay, so another passageway going north.
Yeah, like this is a weird, like, a place where the lava flowed and stopped and, you know,
Just
kind of made a big wide area.
Okay. All right, well, let's continue on then.
yep.
As you pass up and out, the pathway forks and goes to the left and to the right. Sorry, I'll just say east and west to make it easy.
Okay. All right, well, let us go west.
Yep.
Okay. You go to the west, and this tube is kind of long and windy, and you see that it begins to widen up in front of you. And I guess, how are you guys all seeing? I mean, there's dark vision, and then there's...
Alpha has torches.
So Alpha's
Yeah.
carrying his torch.
Yeah, Alpha no have dark vision. I suppose he could just heat up his hand and use it as a glow stick, but no. He's using a torch.
Yeah. Casros has dark vision for 60 feet. He's good.
So does Dane. Ray, do you have dark vision?
Mm-hmm.
Ray has dark vision as well. Those elves have everything.
So if
Satisfied right now.
We're fine. Just saying. Anyway, go ahead.
the passageway widens out and then it kind of narrows again, and then it opens huge, like almost like it opens up to a room, but there's a huge drop off in front of you, just a massive pit.
Is it also filled with obsidian spikes?
No, but it is deep. You can't tell if it's filled with anything because you cannot see down to the bottom.
Anything else that we can get, like, around the pit, or is it just a pit?
There is a kind of a narrow pathway that'll get you over to the east, and then you can kind of see a place, like a nook, like a passage into a room that goes back down to the south. And then you can look across to the other side, and it's pretty good sized across. And over there is a passageway that goes out to another room.
Okay, but there is a way we can skirt along out around the pit then.
Yes.
So both ways.
You can skirt down to the south, but you can't get to the one at the north. Not without jumping over the pit or finding some way across.
Alright. You want to go back to the east passage and look at that, or
Let's try the south one first. Let's edge around, hit the south one.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of make your way through this tight area, you see something on the ground is moving. It looks like a stone that's breathing.
Uh,
A stone that's breathing, huh? So potentially something alive. Could Casros make a nature check?
Yes.
Yes. 17.
You don't recognize it from the surface, but you do recognize that this is one of those things you've heard about from under the ground. One of those things that delves deep.
Huh. Is it
Like-
a bad thing, or is it just a chill thing? Is it hostile?
It's chaotic neutral.
Like me!
okay. Is it blocking our path?
You can see that it is ahead of you. There is a path that continues beyond it, and you could not get around it without alerting it.
Okay.
Okay.
Chaotic neutral, not necessarily hostile. Is it normally territorial? Do I know that much?
Yes, it is.
It's territorial, alright. Well. But Casros has animal handling of +7.
It might not be an animal or a myconoid.
It's weird qualifying what's a monster, what's an animal.
Everything's a monster until it's been captured.
Well, that certainly simplifies things. We just
Well, I mean, that's like think of the Pokemon forest. Everything's a monster until you stick it in your ball.
Then it becomes like a pet.
Yeah, then it's your pet, and then you take it to your fighting pit and you fight it like it's fighting dogs or chickens or whatever.
okay. All right.
Alright. Oh, Casros is intrigued. He might not. It's time to decide whether Casros is going to be smart or dumb. Because if it's an animal, he has to speak with animals. But if it's not an animal, then he can't really do much. I guess, could he, as an expert in animal handling, could he...
How about this? So is this creature kind of walking away from us?
It's not walking, it's on the ground doing something, but you can tell it's not even standing. It's more laying. Like, think of, your dog laying on the floor watching you, but it's pointed away.
Okay.
I just want... Could Casros potentially, approach it calmly with his +7 in animal handling? Like, he just knows how to, approach it properly so that it doesn't freak out at first or something like that?
If you're trying to tame it, that's one thing. If you're just trying to approach it, then you're gonna have to do, stealth.
Oh. More so tame it, I guess. Like Chris Pratt in the Raptors in Jurassic World.
Okay, so you want to try to... Alright, go Jurassic World on it. I'm good with this, so if you want to sneak around to where you can get its attention and try that, go for it.
What kind of check would that be?
Well, first stealth if you're trying to sneak up on it.
Okay. That is an 11 on stealth.
Let me roll for that. Let's see how it does. It does have a pretty good perception. No, it does not. It doesn't notice you. I rolled a 2. So yeah, you sneak up on it.
Alright. Well, it has a pretty good perception. Never mind.
It's very preoccupied right
It's
now.
very preoccupied. It doesn't notice that you're there. You sneak right up to it, and then what?
What kind of check would that be if I was trying to calmly approach it and be like, hey, or whatever? Yeah, if I were to tame it.
You're gonna try to mount it and break it like a Mustang?
Ooh, that'd be neat.
You're right next to a bottomless pit. If it throws you
Well,
up...
it's in the other room, isn't it?
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's in the
yes.
other room.
Oh, it's in the other room?
Yeah, technically you pass through a little way out. You're not right next to the pit.
No, okay.
Alright, I'm not gonna try to just, jump on it and ride it to submission. Could you just make, an animal handling check to, calmly approach it and tame it as if it were some wild beast?
Sure, if you want to try that, roll an animal handling check.
10.
Yeah,
Come
that
on.
doesn't work.
Crap.
it starts like doing its sniff, 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 and reaches out and let's see, what's your AC?
My AC 15.
Oh God, yeah. So it bites your hand.
Great. Come on, animal handling. You are a +7. I rolled a 3.
Well, it's 7 piercing damage. It really got your hand good.
Yeesh. Okay. Come on, like that is what I'm proficient in.
Well, sorry, it bit you, and the worst, and then you feel in your hand also a stinging, as it also gives you 3 poison damage, and you are technically poisoned now.
Okay. Well, I'm down to 2.
You shouldn't be. You leveled up. You should be at full hit points.
If you level up, are you at full hit points?
If you level up, that you should bring you up to full hit points, right?
Well, it's not Skyrim or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
So
Okay,
yeah, no,
so-
I at 2
okay,
and poisoned.
great.
Great. Come on. Nothing ever goes right when I try to tame wild animals. It should. It should go right.
Okay, so,
well, here, I'll give you, since that just happened, make a Constitution saving throw real quick. Just tell me what you get.
Are you kidding me? I got a 5.
Yeah, you're fine. Whatever. Don't worry about it. You could have only done better, so don't worry.
okay,
I'm legit really upset. I want to handle some animals.
Well, I understand.
can't always run into squishies now.
Okay, so before anything else, so you went up, it did that. Does anyone else want to try to do anything?
Well, Dane sees what's going on, and so he wants to fire some magic missiles into it.
Okay.
Alright, so that is a 10.
It does not hit.
Okay. Ray.
Ray's gonna try to help Casros out for once. She's gonna try to tame the animal herself.
Okay.
Gonna try to get it to calm down.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, narrate what you're trying to do.
Just like use my intense animal knowledge of living out in the woods.
I mean, how are you gonna try and he's asking for specifics on how you're gonna try and tame it.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna like try to like calm it down. Like, hey, shush, it's okay.
Reach out your
like,
hand like
Like I was gonna
Casros
say,
just did. And
like it's not exactly like angry right now. It just bit Casros' hand. Like, I don't.
and gave him 3 poison damage.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna try to like calm it down, like or like try to beckon it over to see if it's not gonna. I don't know what to do. I'm not gonna shoo it. I want Casros to be happy for once.
I'm just curious what action you're going to take. Like,
Yeah.
you're going over to it to do something.
I can take out some of my like food rations and try to feed it to it to try to bribe it with food.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, do your animal handling check. See how it responds.
20.
You got a 20?
Well, 16 plus 4.
Holy crap! Yeah, it takes a bite and it seems fine. It chews away, wiggles its tail.
Alrighty then. Okay.
It calms down. It's definitely not. You can sense it's not agitated like it was previously.
Alright.
Alright.
Can I try to pet it to like gain its trust further?
I guess.
Is that another animal handling?
No, I'll just let you do that. That just seems like an odd thing to do.
Alright, so you pet it.
Yep.
All right, let me read about its skin really quick. It, I guess it feels like stone. It definitely doesn't feel like, skin. and you feel a little sizzle in your hand, like you put it on something corrosive.
Hmm.
Oh. Okay.
Take 1 point, I guess, of damage just to your hand.
Alrighty. Weird.
Alright, Casros is gonna sulk in the corner and make some good berries.
Okay,
Also, 13.
you made some good berries.
Cool. With the healing moonstone, so they heal for 2, right?
Yes.
So we'll just sadly chomp away at them. He never wins. He never makes friends with any animal he comes across that he tries to.
Well, why didn't you feed it some good berries?
Well, he didn't have any at the time.
Yeah.
Well,
Normally, that would have been fine, but I rolled a 3!
okay. So anyway,
I'm not okay.
moving on. So Dane's gonna kind of try and herd Ray and Casros past this beast and
Okay.
continue on our way.
Well,
No.
it does seem somewhat placated. I would like you to just do a quick dexterity check to see how well you're able to step around it without, like, accidentally hitting it.
No, this is not gonna go well. 2. Roll the 2.
Oh, okay. Anyone else? How'd you do? I'm just curious before we resolve this.
Casros got 14.
Yep. Okay, you're fine.
Alpha got a nat 1.
All right.
Ray also got in that one.
What you? Wait. So Alpha and Ray both nat one,
Yes.
and Dane got a 2.
Yes.
All right. Oh God. Well, I think it was one of those comical situations, like Larry Moe and Curly. Like you're all standing around talking. Okay, we're gonna go around, and then you all three just trip over it. Like you smash your shins into it. Each of you takes 1 point of shin damage.
Damage.
As you, well, I'm not sure how else to say it. As you,
Not the shin!
yeah, you trip over this thing, and it alerts because it didn't expect that. So it kicks up on its hind legs, freaked out, and you see that it actually, when it stretches out on its hind legs, kicked up from the underside, looks like a lizard, and stands, let's call it 3 feet tall, maybe 3.5, something like that.
Very big.
Yes, but it's poisonous and corrosive, apparently.
Yes.
Alright, so they all tripped over it. Casros is probably fine, right?
Oh, Casros is fine. Casros made it around to the other side. You're looking at your companions all prone on the ground with this lizard kicked up, trying to, do its performance, scare them off type of thing.
Right, Casros will give a sad sigh because he knows they'll probably start attacking them again. Cause yeah, so he'll attack it with his scimitar, which he poisoned earlier.
Oh God. Okay.
That's a 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, you hit.
How much does the poison do? It's just spider poison. Spider
Let's call it a 1d6.
Would I add that to the scimitar damage? So 1d6 for the scimitar slashing damage and 1d6 poison?
Correct.
Cool. So 6 slashing and 5 poison.
Wow. It did not expect that. It screeches, and let's just check. It fails its constitution save, so that poison just seeps right in, and it starts hurting it. It drops back down and skitters out towards the pit.
Yeah, Castos will just lower his weapon. He's still sad. He's like whatever, I saved you guys, let's move on.
Alright, we all get up and dust ourselves off.
Alrighty. Well, you find a very narrow passage going out the other side. Like, it narrows down to where you have to crawl through it. No one can do anything more than single file and basically hands and knees if you're wanting to get out of here, out of its other passage.
Oh, okay. That's not great. All right. So we're very carefully crawling through this.
Yep. Well, order's not really important. Other than I was just curious who's gonna pop out and see where you end up first.
Sure. I like Casros was ahead of everyone else because he
Yeah.
just stabbed it and was like, all right, guys, let's move on. It's just like strong away.
All right, I'm getting out of here. Screw you guys.
All right, so
So, in that case, let me get to the right number. Okay. So this room, you crawl through this little hole in the wall, and as you do, you see there's a couple of hunched over creatures. Like basically you're coming into the north side, and in like the far south there's a passageway out either corner of this long narrow kind of room, and they're hunched over doing something in the south, let's call it west corner.
interesting. Nature check.
Go for it.
Actually, yeah, okay. 14.
You recognize those creatures up there. Mostly because you've seen them before, but they're pretty obvious. Those are a couple of troglodytes.
Oh, lovely. They're not that much of a hassle.
Don't jinx us.
They aren't. He'll, oh, troglodytes, I guess, tend to, they're hostile right away. So he'll just, Casros will reapply the poison to his scimitar.
Okay, just make sure it's good and thick.
Yeah.
Well, you said that the poison sac was good for like 18 uses?
Something like that. Yeah, I keep squirting it out. Yeah, it's all good. I don't remember what it was. It just seemed like a silly, fun thing to do.
Anyways, so yeah. So he'll just reapply and come out. He's kind of upset, and he's not really partial to troglodytes, so he doesn't really care if he gets spotted or not, but he'll just ready his poison scimitar and approach.
Okay, he's gonna walk up. All right, let's see if they notice. Yes, one of them, nat 20's a perception check, and notices you and is like, huh? And it turns, and the other one turns, and they both see you.
Okay.
Are you just gonna like attack them, or what do you want to do?
I'm assuming they start to get hostile.
Well, I mean,
Well, they attack you, and they ready their stance to fight.
Alright, closest one, he'll lunge forward and just try and stab it through the face or something. Stab it through the heart with his poison scimitar.
Okay, yeah, roll an attack roll.
17.
Oh yeah, you nail it.
So that's 7 slashing damage and 3 poison.
Let's just say you killed that one.
Casros is upset.
Yeah, you did exactly what you said. You ran it through.
Alright.
Not the troglodytes, no.
The other one looks horrified. You guys are crawling out of the hole still, and you come into this room, and she's got one of these creatures run through, and the other one's gonna take a swing at her. Oh wait, was it Casros? Sorry, him.
Yeah, Casros.
him.
I apologize. I always get that wrong.
I don't know why.
Because I'm terrible with getting genders correct.
Alright.
I just need to say them, they, whatever. Refer to everyone as Guy, like Guy Fawkes.
There you go.
That works. Alright.
Or no, sorry, I should have said like a Canadian. Hey, Guy. How's it
Perfect.
doing there? Talk like I got a floppy head.
Hey.
Eh?
Yeah.
Anyway. So, wow, he does well. So he hits for... He hits with a... Oh. So he swings twice with his claws. The first one misses. The second one hits. And that is a... Lost die. There it is. Ooh. 5 slashing damage. Oh, and it can try to bite you. Cool. I didn't realize that. 12. So 16, does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is... that. 6 piercing.
6 piercing.
Just like chomps down on your arm, bites right through.
Good lord. That's awful. Good attack for claws and teeth.
Well, it's a 1d4 plus 2.
Alright.
I rolled a 3 and a 4.
All right.
I'm assuming people, the other members of my party are coming up. Oh, no. Are coming up behind me.
Well, we'll hope so. I don't know who came second out of the hole.
I would assume it would be me, hopefully.
Well, you can,
Oh, should
I
we
think-
roll for initiative?
or you could just clear the span. I mean, you're technically initiative-wise. It would go you, then Ray, then Alpha, I'm assuming.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So Dane crawls out next, sees Casros being attacked, and throws the javelin of returning at it.
Okay.
Okay, so... Ooh, there we go. There's a good roll for a change. So that is 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you hit. Did you want to call a specific body part you're hitting? Like an eyelash or something?
Oh, wait until I hit damage, and then maybe. Okay. That's 6 damage, so since it's probably not lethal, I'll just say I hit him in the stomach. Just a good center of mass shot.
Yep. It buries in. It's not lethal, but it definitely pierced it. And it lets out a scream.
Then you're gonna do a scorpion move. Get over here.
Yeah, I could try that. I could definitely do that. So I'm going to return the javelin, return to my hand, and see if that thing actually comes with.
Well, unless it nat 20s, which nope, it doesn't. Yeah, it pulls over right next to you, and now it is next to you. I'm assuming it'll. Let's see. It moves, so technically it should get a chance to do an opportunity hit, which would be a 15 against you, which I don't think hits.
No, I have 18 armor class.
All right, well then, in that case, it is Ray's turn.
Alrighty, I'm gonna shoot the nearest one with my.
Well, there's only one left. He's right next to you.
Oh no, isn't there 3?
No, there's 2.
There were 2, and then this one screamed and got yanked over.
So
I'm
he's
just
right next
imagining instead of the arrow, just Alpha as it gets flown towards him, he just elbows it in the head.
Well, you're still in the hole.
Oh, right, yeah.
This is your benevolent GM, and this is an ad break. Instead of our normal ad on repeat, I'm hoping this week our friends and listeners and their friends can join us in helping us support Free Fridge Salem. The capital of Oregon has been setting records in triple-digit temperatures, creating life-threatening conditions for houseless people and people without air conditioning. So we've been trying to set up hydration and cooling stations, doing things like handing out cold drinks for anyone that needs them. But the city and specifically the local police have been destroying the stations and pouring out and contaminating the potable water supply. So if you have the ability to help, Free Fridge Salem is accepting donations through Venmo at Free Fridge Salem. Again, that's through Venmo at Free Fridge Salem. Thank you for all you can do.
So your bow's probably not going to be a good attack on this one, so you might use your... What else do you have? You have a knife or a short sword, don't you?
I have a short sword, but my longbow does more damage.
Yeah, but he's right next to you. How are you going to...
Alrighty, fine. I'll hit him with my sword. Just stab him. That's a 15 to hit.
You hit.
Sweet. 5 damage.
With the other hit, that kills it.
Alright.
Excellent. So she basically just kind of stabs in the throat real quick, opens up a second mouth, and watches it bleed out.
Opens up a second mouth. Oh, that's disturbing. So, well, I don't know how else to define that. It plumps to the ground, and in comes running a giant lizard that had heard the scream and was alerted.
Just a giant lizard?
I mean, big lizard, like it's huge. It's its body is at least alpha-sized.
Cool.
Oh, great.
Alright, so... Where's it come running from?
From a corridor on the southwest side.
So... Casros will be closest to it?
Yes.
Well, I don't know whether... So if we're going by order that we were going in, then it would be Alpha's turn.
True, Alpha could do something right now as the lizard is running into the room. As he gets out of the hole, lizard comes in, he could do something or pass it off to Casros.
Alpha goes to try and kick the lizard into the hole.
Kick it back in the hole from whence it came, or oh no, the hole you just crawled out of. So are you gonna run past it, turn, and then kick it?
I'm kind of guessing step to the side.
I'm so confused. So wait a second. Explain. Just tell me what you're gonna do, because you're on the north side of the room. It's coming in the south side of the room, and you want to kick it into the hole on the north side.
Yeah, if it's running in towards us, just kind of step to the side and give it a kick in the butt as it runs past.
Well, it's currently running towards Casros, so you'd have to cross the room and then give it a kick.
All right. And that's what he's going to try to do.
Okay, so you use up your movement, you get to the far side of the room, turn, and then kick it.
How big of a room? Yeah. How big of a room is it?
Oh, it's pretty long. I didn't really figure it out. 60 feet or so.
Well, if it's at least 10 feet inside, that's within his move range. Alpha's got a 50-foot move range right now, thanks to those boots.
Jesus. Let's say it just came inside, so you would have to, dash action to get around it to do that.
Alright. I dash to go around, but that also means he deals 1d6 damage to the thing as he runs basically over it.
True. So you run and step on it and discharge 1d6 lightning damage basically directly into it.
Yeah.
Okay. And you launch yourself into the other room in doing so. But I like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll a d6. Let's damage this thing.
Alright. 1d6. 2 damage! Whoa.
Alright. And, yeah, there's a blur. You guys are just standing there. You see a blur, and all of a sudden, a lightning bolt just strikes the head of the lizard to the ground. All right, Casros, go ahead.
Alright. Do I have to... Because you're saying the useless thing. Do I still have to repoison the scimitar, or...?
Yeah, the poison got wiped off onto the
First
body
one,
of the troglodyte when you ran it through.
That'll get me, too.
Oh, okay.
It's an area attack. Actually... I'll use Moonbeam. Well, how close is Alpha to it?
Alpha is out of the room.
Okay, how close am I to it?
He kind of zoomed past everybody.
You're 10 feet away.
Perfect. Alright, he'll cast Moonbeam.
Okay.
And just smite it. So it's a... It has a 5-foot radius. So... Yeah. As long as I position it right, I'll be fine.
Okay.
It's a nat 1. Never mind.
Oh, God. What happens to the moonbeam? We should figure something out here.
Well, I would only assume that out of fail, I accidentally target it on myself.
Yeah, which does what?
2d10 radiant damage.
Ooh. Ouch.
If you make a Constitution saving throw, I take half.
I guess you better do that.
Yep. This is not looking good. Casros might pass out. Actually, probably will. But anyways, Constitution. Yeah, that does not work. That does not succeed my spell save DC. Let me roll for damage, I guess. That is 7. But I'm not dead.
Good. Good to hear.
Alright, so Casros is not having a fun time. He's rolling really badly.
Yeah.
So I guess you see Casros suddenly get engulfed in ghostly flame and he screams as he takes damage. Alright.
Wow. Okay.
Well, you see that. Alpha doesn't, because Alpha's currently like 40 feet into the next hallway after zooming past everybody.
Yeah, you stopped right before you hit a wall.
I'm imagining like he just kind of pivot turns and kicks off the wall to start running back towards the lizard.
Sure.
So, does this moonbeam, it being an area effect, kind of cause the lizard to kind of pause as it sees this thing? Because if it continues head on, would it possibly run into it and
Yeah, if it runs into it, then it...
takes damage as well?
Mm-hmm.
What are these creatures that attack themselves? They must be crazy.
Just incompetent.
It definitely is shocked and it stops it in its tracks. How about that?
Perfect. Excellent. All right. So since it stops, Dane is going to attempt to cast Firebolt at it.
Okay.
All right. So, oh god, that's an 11.
That. Let me double check really quick. Does not hit.
Okay. Ray, what are you gonna do?
We're doing so well tonight.
I'ma shoot it.
Hope you do better than the rest of us.
I'm gonna equip one of my, like, special weird arrows.
The Patriot arrow.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay. That's a nat 20.
Oh god. Yeah, you hit it and roll an attack one more time. Just let me know what you get.
Another d20.
Yeah, roll one more d20 and tell me what you get.
16.
Yep, you kill it. You bury the arrow into it, and it is dead. You can describe its death if you want.
I just shoot it through the head. The arrow just goes straight through it and just sticks in the wall in the back of it, and then it just slumps to the ground, spilling blood everywhere.
Nice, good job. So it's very much sincerely dead, and Alpha is, I'm assuming, walking back through the doorway.
Like, how curious.
As-
Well, so the concentration.
All right, so Alpha comes walking back up, sees the moonbeam AoE die off, with his head cocked, very, very much confused by Casros, and then I guess Dane and Ray, you're just standing there like, well, that was interesting.
Well, yeah. Actually, Dane's a little upset that his spell failed again, second time in a row. So he's kind of stomping around, kind of kicking at the ground, and kind of grumbling. to
Oh,
himself a
you're
little bit.
upset.
Yeah, Castros would be upset too, except that he's busy trying to stave off, death.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Castro, the spell's concentration, so obviously he'll break concentration on Moonbeam, kind of just slump to the ground and like pet Jeremy for comfort.
Might have to cast Goodberry again.
Yep, I don't think Cure Wounds can work on stuff.
Yeah, I believe it can, actually.
Can it?
Doesn't it?
Mm,
Well, I
does
can
not
look.
say. You just put your hands on something.
Yeah, I guess you can't really. Then a creature you touch. Yeah, I guess you can't do it on yourself.
Yeah. That was what I decided to learn, was Cure Wounds, after this last level up. But anyways, Goodberry again it is. And I swear to God, if you fizzle. It's 19.
Oh, nailed it. Yeah.
Cool. He'll just sadly eat, like, let's see. Actually, he'll need to eat all of them, so never mind. It's like, he was gonna save some this time, but that didn't happen. He nat one. So, like, eats them all and, like, sadly pets Jeremy. This day is not getting any better for him. Like,
So After various members of the company finish throwing their temper tantrums, like Dane and Casros,
Casros isn't having a temper tantrum. He's just sad.
Casros is
He's in a funk.
he's dealing with a fit of depression here. All right, well, let's try the southwest corridor because that's kind of where everything was coming from.
Well, that's where the lizard came from.
Weren't the troglodytes kind of by the southwest corridor too?
Well, yeah, those guys were kind of hanging out there. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
knew that.
I just looked at a discussion forum. Apparently, the community consensus seems to be you can cast Cure Wounds on yourself. Because it says you can touch yourself, so, I mean, go ahead and cast away, just don't do it in public.
When I think about you, I cure myself.
Fury cast.
All right, cool.
This is why paladins can't lay on hands on themselves, though, because it is unholy.
Yes, exactly.
That probably depends on the god. I mean, if you're a paladin of, like, say, a god of love or lust, then
Yeah, Paladin of Bacchus would be all about it.
yeah,
They lay on hands on everybody.
including yourself. That's an act of worship.
Oh my god. Anyways.
Anyway, you go down into that room, and it is a basically dead end. It looks like it was maybe used as some kind of weird storeroom or something.
Okay.
But nothing of interest in said room.
Not particularly, no.
All right.
Alright.
So we'll
Time to
head
walk
out
away.
and try the southeast corridor then.
Alright. So this is a very long hallway, and there are some weird structures you notice as you go down, almost like the lava flowed here and created perfect columns as it passed through.
Okay.
But other than that, there's nothing in particularly weird. You just kind of walk your way through, and at the far end, it turns basically to the east, and you can see basically a room with a moving ceiling. You recognize that it's a swarm of bats, and there's a passageway out to the south.
Okay.
Just walk through.
Yep.
They're
Carefully,
bats.
we'll walk through. We'll hold our breath because I'm sure the floor is just covered in bat guano.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah.
And as you tiptoe through the guano, actually, I want to do this for fun. Everyone, just make a quick dex check.
I don't wanna.
You'll do fine.
No! We won't do fine! Casros got a 5!
Dane got a 9.
Ray got a 14.
And Alpha's at 10.
Yeah, everyone does well except Ray, who goes sliding like
You mean
or Casros. Sorry, see, I messed it up again. Goes sliding like on ice, just in line, but no one actually falls over.
Okay. Castro skids a little bit.
Yeah, just wee.
Maybe that will slightly improve Casros' mood, I think.
There's a little quick jolt of adrenaline.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's
So he's
in such a slump right now. I can't believe how I'm rolling.
might need to change your dice for We make it to the other corridor then.
You make it to this corridor, and this room looks really identical, except in looking up, there's actually a mural on the ceiling, and there's not a single bat is hanging there.
Okay.
What's the mural of?
It is a goddess.
Could I make a religion check?
You definitely can.
16.
16, you're not 100% sure, but you're pretty sure that is the goddess of war.
Oh. Is she human, elvish, dwarvish?
Humanish. Like,
Okay.
could potentially, it could be. There's no beard, so probably not a dwarf, but could be elvish or human. It's hard to tell from just looking at the mural.
Anything else of interest in the room?
Nope, just that.
Okay.
And then there's a passageway out to the east.
All right, let's go.
All right. Continuing on.
All right. As you begin to go through this passageway, you notice that part of the ceiling is collapsed, and you have to tread carefully.
Okay.
As the ceiling is here collapsed, you can kind of climb up into an adjoining corridor that goes to the north, or you can continue to the east.
Interesting. So it goes up though,
A little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah. So like lava tubes, oftentimes you'll
Oh yeah,
have
yeah, yeah. Okay.
kind of like, and this is kind of what we got right here. Well, what do you want to go? You want to go east, or you want to go climb and go north?
Let's go north.
Ray.
I'm good with the north.
Okay. I think we're gonna try north.
Alrighty. You climb your way up, and it's pretty rough. The passageway does open up a bit, but you're able to kind of climb and claw your way and get up into a higher room. And here, you come in the back of kind of a long hollowed out area, and you recognize another one of those kind of rocky lumps sitting in the far corner. So basically you came in the west side, and it's clear over in like the southeast corner.
Okay.
And it's like a long tube east-west, maybe again like 60 feet long and only about 20 feet wide.
Okay. Do we see another passage heading out?
Yes, it's kind of in the northeast corner.
All right. Well, I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to cast Firebolt at it.
Okay.
All right. 12 to hit.
12 to hit is a... Wow, so close. Does not hit.
Oh, for crying out loud. Okay. All right. Anybody else?
To attack it.
I mean, you don't have to attack it, but I would strongly recommend you don't try and make friends with it this time.
Yeah, Casros feels that too. It makes him sad, but yeah, he'll I don't know. A club probably wouldn't do much for it, so.
Do you have
It
any
is
kind
rock.
Of do you have any kind of? I mean, you could try and tangle now because it is a long distance from you.
Are you near it?
No, because I cast Firebolt.
1 sec. Okay, yeah, he'll cast Entangle.
All right, go for it.
It's a 20. Not nat
Oh.
20, but makes a 20.
Yeah. Dirty 20 works. You've definitely got it.
Alright, it needs to make a strength save or be entangled.
It rolls a 7.
Yep, it is ensnared.
All right, it twitches and tries to move, but it's trapped.
Alright.
All right, Ray, you gonna do anything?
Nope.
Okay. Alpha, are you gonna do anything?
Alphys is kind of checking out the situation, like, how curious this whole thing is. Because he doesn't know if it's aggressive or anything. It hasn't made any aggressive move towards us. We're just attacking it.
Well, yes, but that's because our last experience was really bad. It's the same kind of a creature.
Very well, then. Alpha just starts... How far away is it from Alpha now?
Oh, I'm assuming you guys kind of made your way into the room, so let's call it between 40 and 50 feet.
Alpha just stands by the party and just readies a defensive stance.
Okay. Arms are spread, you're kind of swaying.
Come at me, bro.
I can't because it's ensnared, but... all right.
He's a martial artist. Like, what do you expect him to do at 50 feet away? He could run in there, and then he's in biting range.
This is also true. Except that it's, entangled, so I don't know if I'll be able to bite him all that effectively. But that's fine. Okay, so everyone's still kind of clumped together. Dane's gonna try again, except this time he's gonna try and cast a ray of frost at it. He's gonna get his spell casting down, for crying out loud, one way or another.
Okay. I'm interested to hear what happens.
All right. There we go. That's a 19.
Yes, that hits.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so 1d8. So that's 6 frost damage,
Nice.
and let's look here. I think it has to make some kind of has to make a saving throw, or its movement is halved.
Well, it's already entangled.
Well, yes, but so it takes 1d8. So it's going to take 6 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn. So
Okay.
it's doubly slowed down now.
Noted.
All right. Yep. Do I have any other stats on the one that's?
So does this creature, since we're kind of getting into a new, when's it supposed to be able to try and move again?
Well, I mean, you guys are all pretty far from it. As far as I'm concerned, it's stuck in place. So
Okay.
you guys can all do stuff, and it's not moving anywhere. It's entangled and slowed.
Okay.
All right. Is it my turn again, or?
Yeah.
Okay. He doesn't want to. He'll help you, but he's just sad. This is like.
Well, if he thinks that it's being entangled is good enough, then he doesn't have
Well,
to do anything.
I mean, so it could maybe move 10 feet at the most. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so it moves towards you-ish, maybe to up to 10 feet, but that's literally the maximum it could move. Like, even at a, say, dash action, I might be able to make 20, but that's still, you guys are so far away that I can't, I mean, it'd take a whole nother turn dash action just to get to you.
Right. So. Oh, yeah, he probably won't do anything. He'll stand up to the side and just be like, I did a thing to help you guys. Just you do it. I'm not in the mood.
Okay. Ray, are you gonna do anything?
Nope, it's entangled. Why should we care?
Alpha?
It's still entangled and it's still pretty far away. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
No one wants anything to do with it.
Nah, let's just leave it. Let it be. We've killed its brethren, just let it.
We didn't. We chased off its brethren.
You're right.
We actually haven't killed anything like this before.
Let's just leave it.
All right, so in that case, here's what it's going to do on its turn after it's gotten hit. It's gotten, well, first entangled and then frozen and slowed down. It's just going to be like, I'm out of here. And it starts burrowing. And since came back around to Dane's turn again, it gets back its normal burrow speed, and you see it just disappear through the wall, heading south out of the south side in the southeast corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we'll just go tra-la-la-la-la, head across the room to the passage going out the southeast.
All right, so
And not want ourselves into the burrowed pit.
that would be funny. You'd have to go to you'd have to go over another 15 feet or so to hit it. Anyway, so you go through and you find a space that is it winds through, and you find a space that's been rounded off. It seems different than the other areas around it, and as you are approaching, you hear something's being worked on, something's being done in the kind of northeast side from where you're at. The room looks relatively round, like this was a big lava bubble, and there are passages in addition to yours that you're coming in. There's one across from you, say you're coming in, it's round, but I'll just call it you're coming in the southwest. There's one back out on the southeast, and there's one up on the northwest. But on the northeast side, that's where you hear there's a sound.
Okay, so we're coming in the southwest. There's one going out the southeast and one going out the northwest.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the northeast, we're hearing a sound.
Yes, something's being worked on. And how far is your dark vision? Is it 60 feet?
60
Yep.
feet.
Yeah.
You can make out the rough outline of something small over there.
Something small.
All right. Well, Dane will go investigate.
All right, you walk in, and then all of a sudden, a head pops up, and you hear a kind of a chomping, gobbly voice, and it whips around, and you see a what looks kind of like a gnome, but its skin is all gray, and it's got flat ears that point straight out from its head, and it is, well, kind of ugly.
Ah.
Interesting.
All right. Well, Dane's going to try and communicate with it. He's going to say, "Hello. Who are you?"
It looks at you confused, obviously does not understand what you're saying, points back down where you came from, and it just screams at you. Obviously in a language, but you don't understand it.
Okay. So I'm going to point at myself, and I'm going to say, "Dane," and then I'm going to kind of motion at it and kind of wave at it like, "Hey, what's your name?"
I'm gonna. Oh wow! It okay. It understands. Dang it! I don't actually have a name for this character yet, because I didn't think that you would ever ask for one. Well, this is one of those things that doesn't come up.
We're going to make a hot dog stand right now.
Yeah, much. Let me load up the thing here. He says, "Oh, I like this." He points himself and he says, "Lidok."
Lidok, huh? All right. Interesting. So I tried Common. I'm going to try Dwarvish and see if it understands Dwarvish.
He looks at you very confused again.
Okay. Then I will try Orcish.
Even more confused.
Okay.
So it has like pointy ears and gray skin, right?
Yes.
Can Casros try Infernal?
Yes, you can. It
Well,
thought it. Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
it kind of tips its head and then just shakes it. No.
Abyssal?
Same.
Darn. Alright, that's all languages I know except Druidic. I'm sure it does not know Druidic.
Can Ray try to speak Elvish to it?
Sure. You can try anything you want. I'll just tell you what happens.
Alrighty, I'm gonna try to speak Elvish to it.
It doesn't understand you, but you can tell it doesn't like it. It grabs its a little like pickaxe tool and holds it up like defensively.
Okay, then. Something tells me this thing ain't a too big fan of my kind.
Okay. I'm assuming it's going to be I'm assuming it's a deep elf. Or not a deep elf, a deep gnome. Just ask DC if he understands what this thing is saying.
I need to find his character sheet really quick. Just because I don't remember what
What he can speak.
Yeah. Oh, what did I do with it? Here it is. Oh, that's not it. Yeah, he does not speak any languages that are listed on the creature's languages known.
Okay. Okay. What about Alpha? Alpha, what languages do you speak?
Common and Draconic.
Okay. Don't think that's going to help.
Nope.
All right.
So, after a minute of standing there, he just yells at you again and points back towards the way you came.
Dane's going to shake his head and go, "Nope, can't do it."
Okay. And he gets kind of aggressive with his pickaxe and starts kind of pushing you with it.
Well, I don't want to pound the little man. I guess can we just kind of walk, kind of pass by it, or is it gonna try and? Well, we're gonna try and pass by it. Do we want to go southeast or northwest corridor?
Southeast.
All right. Can we try and go past it to the southeast corridor?
Sure. You start walking to the southeast, and it starts laughing.
Okay.
That doesn't seem good.
No.
No, it doesn't. All right. So we kind of stop and kind of make a little kind of shrugging notion about, kind of, well, what's so funny?
He says something in his tongue that you don't recognize, but it sounds derisive.
Something tells me southeast ain't the way to go.
Well,
All right. Well, we can.
Casros is this close to trying to killing this thing. He's not in a good mood, and he's not proving his point to be of any use.
So let's try the northwest corridor then. See what the thing does.
As you start moving back towards him, he takes his axe and holds it in his hand, and looks very angry, and kind of starts backing up into the edges, into the shadows.
Okay, so he
Okay.
feels threatened.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep heading towards the northwest corridor, but we're gonna definitely keep an eye on them.
Okay. Yeah. Roll a perception then if you're keeping an eye on him. Oh, never mind. I nat one. Never mind.
Just assume that Alpha's back there trying to spread the glory of Gond. Like, hello, good deep dweller. Have you heard of the glory of Gond?
Of course, I can't understand you. Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Yeah, he can't understand you.
Not-
He all of a
I'm not
sudden
gonna stop trying.
Okay. Well, after a couple minutes, he sees so Dane is leading him to the north. You kind of have him cornered. He screams, raises his pickaxe, and brings it down in the top of your foot.
Okay.
On Alpha's foot, because Alpha's there trying to proselytize. That is, 5 piercing damage as he stabs it through the top of your foot.
Yeesh.
It gives him a kick back.
Roll the hit.
15.
You hit.
Alright. Nobody stabs a foot for 7 damage.
Oh, you hit him for 7?
Yeah.
You just kick him. You probably kick him right in the groin and then raise him off the ground a bit as he takes that 7 damage. You hear it, and he falls to the ground, breathing heavily.
All right.
Yeah. Alpha just turns and says, "This is not the way of Gond." Gestures towards his foot.
Oh God!
Well, that's the second worst.
And then
self-harm
he picks him back up and says, "Now, let me tell you of the glory of Gond."
Oh my god.
You know what? That put a smile on Casros' face. That makes him feel a bit better.
Well, in that case, he real quick. Yes, he's going to cast something really quick, and I need you, Alpha, Constitution saving throw.
All right. 16.
Oh, you're fine. Never mind. He just does something. You see him try to do something, and then he runs off back down through the southwest corridor and escapes.
Oh, you mean the corridor that we just came out of?
Yeah, the one you came through.
Alpha just watches him go and says, "Gond would teach him to be more efficient with his maneuvers."
Well, you can't win them all.
Oh man.
All right.
Alpha just turns to you and says, "Why not?"
Okay. All right. So I guess
It's not facetious. He's generally curious. Why not? Why can we not win all? All must experience the glory of Gond.
Let me ask you a question, Alpha. Have you or your master or creator or whatever you want to call him, have you guys ever got burnt out or just tired in general?
I am unfamiliar with this concept of burn out or tired. Can you please elaborate?
Any pieces falling into place here? Alrighty, let's head out.
No, he asked the question. Now you're gonna have to answer.
Okay, so basically, Alpha, usually when people are as determined to do something as you, and I'm guessing your creator, then usually they get tired or exhausted after a little while. You don't seem to have that problem, though.
Oh, naturally, tiredness would be inefficiency in pursuit of the goal. Why would people ever tire? This seems very imperfect.
Exactly, Ray.
Casros, you ain't helping.
So what you are saying is, these people who tire, they will benefit from the teachings of Gond.
No, not exactly. It just means you and your creator are a little different than the rest of us.
But why is this a bad thing? This seems to be this lack of dedication, this lack of purpose. This is the negative. We are to bring structure and dedication to the world. Are we not?
Let me step in here for a minute, Alpha. Organic beings tend to get tired. It's kind of the way we were created. So we can only go so far, and then we have to rest. So that's basically what Ray was trying to impart to you. You being an artificial being, maybe you don't feel the same way, but the rest of us do get tired, and sometimes we get burned out if we've been doing the same thing for too long. We kind of get bored with it, or we get tired of doing it.
You see Alpha's eyes light up a little bit. So what you are saying is, organics are flawed and require upgrades. This is glorious news.
Okay.
I give up with this tin bucket.
I have a feeling Alpha is going to become Cyber Leader 1.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't start up the Borg directive.
It'll be something like that.
I imagine if the Borg existed in this universe, he would find them thrilling because it's all about, unification and efficiency.
Yes, he would. He would be a willing acolyte of the Borg Collective, which is kind of frightening, honestly. Okay, anyway, all right, so as we're having this conversation, we're kind of heading out to Northwest Corridor here.
Okay.
Yes, you have given Alpha much to think about. The flawed ways of organics and how they weaken over time and lose resolve.
Yep.
It's all part of nature, Alpha. Every creature must rest.
It's the...
So you are saying all of nature is flawed?
Oh, God.
Alright. We don't need to start a war between the Druid and the Warforged. Let's continue on.
Oh,
All right. Well, the first thing you come across as you're going through this windy corridor is a really acrid odor that's just filling the whole corridor.
Great. So, stinky corridor. Okay.
Yeah, like you can't put a finger on it. It's just nasty. And then about another 10 feet or so up, there's a 5-foot wide chasm that cuts across the corridor.
Okay.
Not super deep, maybe 10 feet, but still 5 feet wide.
All right. I guess, well, we can jump it. It's pretty easily clearable by everybody.
It is, but just in case, I'd like everyone just to make a quick, what would that be? Athletics or aerobics check?
Acrobatics?
Acrobatics, that's what it is. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, aerobics. We do the dance.
You're not jazzercising.
Everybody get your shake weights.
Alpha gets 16.
Okay, you're good.
Gang gets 17.
Ray gets a 16.
Casros doesn't get a nat 1, but he gets a 1.
Wow. Let's see. So, Casros, were you in order of people jumping across, did you be like someone in the middle?
Maybe someone in the middle. I'm not sure. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm guessing Alpha goes first just because to him a 5-foot gap is like a little hop.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, Alpha, do a quick dex save for me.
Oh, 13.
13. All right, you're able to grab Ray and
Casros.
Casros. I'm sorry. Yeah, you grab Casros and pull him over before he falls down the pit.
Yay. Yeah, I'm not having a good time tonight.
Sorry.
You need to stop rolling that dice for a while. Give it a chance to kind of...
Normally it does just fine.
I know, but you're having horrible luck with it, so you should stop using it for at least for tonight, probably.
Anyway, it's after that near-death experience.
After that near-death experience, you... Actually, let's see, who would... Well, first you smell something metallic and you hear a dripping.
Ah,
That's probably blood.
or acid.
fact, you smell and you notice that it is a red liquid. So yes, it's blood dripping from the ceiling.
Ha! Alright. Interesting. So, is it just like seeping through like cracks in the ceiling, or are there holes, or?
It appears to be bleeding from the stone itself and dripping down through the corridor and then oozing into the floor and being like reabsorbed into the stone.
Weird.
The walls will ooze green slime. Oh wait, they always do that.
Okay.
I just didn't know you're just gonna walk through like, yep, red is the god's color. Ha ha, they favor me.
Well, it's kind of freaky, so...
It's a bit freaky. Casros is like more fascinated by it. He's like, is the stone living? Like, why does it bleed?
It's like, alright, just another day with these weirdos.
Could he make an investigation check or something to just try and like learn about this?
Sure, go for it.
Would that be investigation, nature?
Well, you tell me exactly what you're trying to figure out, and I'll let you know which to roll.
I guess more so if there's like anything different about this wall, or if it's living.
Investigation, I guess. Or
Living
you
or
do.
magical?
Well, if you want to do nature, I can tell you if it's something that's living. If you want to do investigation, I can give you details about the wall itself.
Let's do investigation first.
Okay.
19.
You run your hands over it. You feel where the blood is coming out, where it pools and coagulates, and you can tell that this is no different. The stone here is no different than anywhere else. There's no reason this should be happening right here. It just is.
Could you do Arcana?
Sure.
Check if it's magic or cursed or something.
Sure.
It's 21.
Oh yeah, you can tell there's some kind of magic that's causing this to happen right here. You get the feeling that it's some type of ward.
Oh,
Do you believe in magic in a young cave's heart?
Except it's
All
an
right.
old cave.
Well, if it's a ward, that means it might be protecting something important.
Yeah, so just walk on through.
Or something dangerous.
That too. But, so we're just gonna forge on ahead.
All right, you
Did someone
you
say
walk
forward?
you walk through, and everyone really quick make a Constitution check.
Ray got an 18.
Okay.
Casros got 16.
Okay,
Oh, Alpha gets 19.
you're good.
I get, Dane gets a 10.
Dane, you feel queasy, and you make it through. You get to the end, but you fall to your knees. Like, you don't actually hurl, but you feel like you're going to. You just
Okay.
feel really sick.
Got it.
Wait, is any of the stuff poison that we're facing?
You haven't had any poison. I think Casros did earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to check so I can just skip anything related to poison because Alpha's naturally immune.
Oh, that's cool.
He's a
Alright.
artificial being.
Yeah.
Acid, no. Poison, yes. Like he can still be dissolved in acid.
Most things can.
But
that's
not plastic tubs.
not a good way to go, but you know. I guess if you just fake the acid and have like a breathing device, you'd probably be okay, but then you gotta have like some artificial bones down there to release. It's a whole thing. Never mind. Anyway, you go through the rest of the corridor, and it finally opens up into a kind of a long room that, as you look in, you see there's a large stone statue on the north side of the room. There's some kind of a drawing next to it. You enter on the east side, kind of the northeast corner. There's a passageway out to the west and to the south.
Okay.
Okay.
Casros will investigate the statue. 19.
It is oddly out of place. It is beautifully carved stone. Does not look like the stone here, so it was brought into here. It is the same. You recognize it as a depiction of the same goddess as was on the mural, but this is like the physical form.
He'll
Okay.
gently run his
Alpha
hand.
approaches it saying, "Ooh, beautiful carvings.
Yeah.
How fascinating."
Casros has to agree that while it is man-made, it is beautiful and breathtaking. Can you make an Arcana check on it?
Yes.
19 again.
Wow, you're doing really good on that.
Yeah, I made her switch dice.
you get a tingling. It's not magic, but there's something else going on. Like it tingles your Arcana sense, but not enough to say like, yes, this is magic. It's like something else.
So it's almost either it's not magic itself, but it has some kind of spell put on it.
Well, probably faith-based.
Oh yeah, true.
I mean, it is a goddess, so.
Anything around the statue?
There is a drawing kind of off to the side. It looks like a door made out of that was drawn on with a piece of chalk.
He'll put his hand to the door and make another Arcana check, I guess.
Okay.
Not so good. That was a 4.
You don't sense anything. You're like, huh, that's weird. Why would someone draw a door here?
Okay. He said there's
Because
passageways
it's
going down.
adorable.
Sorry, what? What was that? I said what?
Passageway. Which passageways are going out?
Oh yeah, there's one out to the west in the northwest corner, and one to the south, kind of in the center.
Okay. Okay. So Dane is actually going to try and knock on the picture of the door, just to see if maybe it sounds hollow or something.
Sure. When you knock, roll your perception.
So that would be a 17.
17. Okay. You knock on it, and you hear a sound coming from not where you're knocking, but to the south.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to kind of try and follow my ears to where the sound is coming from to the south.
It takes you, so there's the passageway that goes south, and you look in, and this is a pretty good sized area. It's like 60 by 70. I mean, it's a big area. It's in kind of the center is a stone casket atop a bunch of rubble. There's detritus everywhere. There's a stone dais on the south wall of the room. Some kind of tapestry that looks like it might have fallen down from somewhere else and kind of got scrunched up along the floor on the west side. There's just all sorts of stuff.
All right. Cool.
Stone dice?
Dais.
Dais, whatever.
D-A-I-S. It's like
Yeah.
a little raised platform.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's, Dane's gonna investigate the casket first.
Okay. Do you want to roll and see how good you are at looking at it?
So for an investigation, 14.
14. This looks to be one of the oldest, if not the oldest, of the caskets that you remember seeing above. You look up and you notice that there's a massive hole above you, and it looks like it fell through from the layer above.
So Dane's gonna try and open it.
Okay, you make a strength check.
So that is a 19 plus 4 would be a 23.
Yeah, you start sliding it off, and you get about a quarter of the way of sliding it over, and all of a sudden you hear Theseus yell, "Wait!" But by that time it's too late, and as you turn to look at him, you feel the lid just get tossed, like ripped out of your hand and tossed, and you stumble backwards. From inside the casket, you see a fully armored, basically corpse, like desiccated corpse, but fully armored, begin to stand.
How big is said corpse?
It's like 6 foot tall. Good
Okay.
sized.
Fully armored.
Okay. All right.
That's just a corpse, right?
Yeah. So Dane stumbles. He doesn't actually fall prone, does he?
No, he just stumbles backwards because the area is hard to be on, hard to stand on. Like they said, there's crap all over the place. Even taking a step backwards would trip most people, but you're actually pretty steady. You don't actually fall from it, but it's a crappy place to try and stay upright.
Okay. So lots of rubble.
Yeah.
All right. So how far away? So I stumble, so that puts me about 5 feet away from this thing.
Sure. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Well, thinking.
Yeah, so it's just a 6-foot thing.
Well, I guess.
Does it have weapons on it?
As it's standing up, you don't notice anything.
Casros
Oh,
will.
1 second.
Okay.
So, I think. So since Theseus said wait, Dane's going to kind of try and run back to Theseus and say, "What's going on?"
Oh yeah, we'll get insight first.
He looks at you and says, "It's me."
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
Are we allowed to kill your body?
Or do we just want Theseus to take possession of it?
Yeah.
Well, he is who he is. I mean, he can't do much other than just be him.
You're saying we can kill this thing, though.
Yes, he just wanted to warn you what you're up against.
So we're up against undead Theseus.
Alright. Well, since Ray is probably going to do long distance damage anyways, then Casros is going to walk over to her, hand her Jeremy and the poison sac from the spider, and he'll wild shape into a brown bear, and then has a bonus action kind of thing, and then could he also, like, just to ready himself for combat, he's going to dip his claws into the poison and have poisoned claws.
Oh, God. Oh, I love it. Yes. Oh, please. So basically, Dane and Theseus are talking, and I just imagine you take the poison, like, pour it on a cloth, stick your fingernails in it, and then wild shape with your hand in it so it just smears off as you change and just, like, poisons the claws.
Yeah.
And just get ready to charge at this thing. At this undead.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Like undead.
Natural.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
man.
he's like, you know what? We got Theseus here. We don't need another one.
All right, so you're in bear form. You're doing that. Yeah, you guys are all set up to face him, but I think we should have this battle on the beginning of our next episode.
I think that's fantastic.
Well, we finally found Theseus's armor.
Yeah, there you go.
Next time
Yes.
in the adventures of Azentuary. Will our heroes survive? Will the undead Theseus defeat them all? Tune in next week for a thrilling conclusion to this battle.
Nice little cliffhanger.
Nice.
Well, I fully expect Theseus to kind of, weigh in now.
Like, hey, I have an Achilles heel. Hit that.
Something. He's kind of been hanging back, kind of letting us do all the dirty work. So.
Or hey, I'm super ticklish. Like, use that. I don't know
Well,
anything.
I don't imagine undead's going to be ticklish.
Just
You never know.
the way I like to think of him is, he's like ancient nobility. They didn't get out and fight the battles themselves. They let their people do it for them, and they hung at the back.
No, but I thought he was kind of like a hero, in which case heroes often did their own fighting.
Well, yes, but he has none of his stuff. I mean, he's got one old sword and some monk rags. Like,
Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes some sense.
I mean, he's not like, um,
He's
Oh.
not outfitted yet.
no, he's not like the guy in Beowulf that laid down to fight Grendel naked.
Yeah, because that's always a good idea. All right. Oh, that was.
I do like the image you put where just like as like Theseus and Dane are talking, Casros just poisons his claws and gets ready to to do some stuff.
Let's get ready to rumble. Kind of like that.
And objectively, in Alpha's case, what's wrong with fighting naked?
Well,
This is
He's
true.
been naked for a long time.
in organics cases, it tends to lower our armor class to, way down.
And we have to stay modest.
Well, we don't.
It's cultural.
It's cultural. But armor class is a real thing. So for an adventurer,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and your armor class would drop significantly.
Yeah.
yes, it would.
You definitely have to remember next week that, alright, at the beginning of the session, Casros, you are a bear with poisoned claws. Let's go.
I have a notepad open.
It's like, just so you know,
You're about to wreak havoc.
wreak havoc as a poison clawed bear. Can you imagine a poisonous bear?
What's going to be really funny is if your first roll next time, you're going to nat one. So the bear starts to charge, and then he stumbles on the rubble and goes face first onto the floor.
I've already gotten enough bad rolls this session. I don't need foretelling of future bad rolls.
Would that be unbearable?
This has been an Azentuary LLC production. Find us online at azentuary.com for our character bios, merchandise, Patreon, and more. Thank you for listening.
I thought it was the cakes and cookies.